Okay, yeah. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Outside the Cinema. It is your weekly source for cult movie discussions. We're your hosts. I'm Bill. That's Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Glad you could join us again, whether it's upon the release a couple weeks later, or maybe you just happen to be a really big fan of Libido, the film, not your sexual prowess, and
Also,
you wanted to hear our review of it.
This is like 75 years in the future, and you're listening to this first. Hello, you're my child, so that you're the only one listening. And hope
I'd like to thank Travis for
out.
listening to remember what we sounded like. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, 2 films this week as per the norm. We are doing a 1960s pre-Italian giallo-esque film called Libido. And then we are doing a really cheap 70s. What? I don't even want thriller. I mean, what?
I guess.
It's called Crypt of Dark Secrets.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, there's no crypt.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're doing this week. So,
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Cool.
Apparently tired. Wow, that's
Always tired. Always tired.
I'm on vacation. I got to go in on Thursday.
On your vacation?
Yeah. We this is I volunteered for this because we're having a film crew come in to first they already scouted the location. And they decided to do whatever scenes I can't talk much about in our theater. So 30 people from the studio are going to come in and look all around how to load stuff in, blah, blah, this, that, ask a whole shitload of questions. And then end of September, I think we're filming the scenes in there. So
Cool.
That's why I'm going in, because it's unusual.
It is unusual.
And I'm just going to tag another day on to the, to the end, and that's fine. But,
That's fine.
yeah.
Good. That
I'm
sounds cool.
excited about that.
Yeah, that sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig it.
I have nothing negative to say.
Good. Make sure you check out Chris's new store. Give it the plug.
Oh, yeah. SpectopiaArts.com. Look at that. I put it in the name thing on the bottom.
You sure as hell did.
I'm really bad at this. I just now, yesterday, posted a thing on my own Facebook page about it because I'm bad at promoting stuff. But coming up, we got a 4-pack release of characters named after characters from Childhood's End, and our Chupacabra shirt to go along with the Mothman and a bunch of others. That one should be out. I have a sample coming that we're going to take some product photos of. So that was supposed to be here 2 days ago. And as you can see by the shirt I'm wearing, it's not here.
That's fair.
So yeah, we got stuff. We hit the ground running because we don't know shit about digital advertising or any of that. And we're going to learn as we go, because what have we got to lose by keeping this stuff up there, right?
Exactly. We've had the same shirts in our friggin' TeePublic store for, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years at this point, and they occasionally still sell. So
yeah, that's great.
So buy stuff from Chris at SpectraArts.com.
Yeah, we did have a pricing issue. We put in half shirts because all the kids are wearing half shirts again, like it's 1984, and the cost of each shirt and then the percentage of profit that we need to make off of it just put it up into the $50 range.
Yeah, that's that's not really crazy.
It is to me.
No, yeah, I agree.
So
I agree.
We took all of those down till the prices got better, but we do have kids and more female-oriented shirts, I guess is what I don't know, both genders and children.
Do we have turtlenecks yet?
No, they don't have them. If they did, it'd probably be embroidery, but that would be kind of sweet. I may look into that. We're also looking at pins and other other stuff.
I feel like pins would probably be cheaper for you to make on your own.
Probably.
You just buy the pin press.
Yeah. Where the fuck did my phone go? Oh, I made this as a test.
Oh, cool.
I thought that was pretty cute.
He's my
hey,
favorite.
the circles come out really good on that. Not in real life, but they do there.
It's all about perception.
Yeah. The phone case has a mag thing on it. It does the charging. I'm pretty happy, actually, with how it came out. It's kind of thick,
Nice.
but not too thick, so it feels protective.
Good.
So I'll make up some of those. We do have something in the works that is going to be like a Halloween thing, but it's going to come out hopefully this week. When I was little, we had, I don't have any here as an example. We had these punch-out bats that were from like a Hallmark store in the 70s. And I've always wanted to put them on something that I could wear, because 3 bats, that's a good idea for anything. And so I found good copies of them. I reproduced them so they're not blurry, and flipped them. And there's the full bleed. The color goes out past where the perforated area is. So I did 2 versions, one that takes in the full artwork, one that's the punched one that you would see. So I actually want to put them on a phone. They got funny little, like, I'm sick of this shit faces going on. So those are fun. Those bats are one of the biggest. When you say Halloween, that's kind of the first thing that pops in my head, along with these grumpy pumpkins that I need to.
Grumpkins, you could call them.
Yeah, let's see if I do that. No,
I can see it.
Pumpkin. I just like their eyes. They have great eyes and like sinister. I know what I'm doing kind of smiles. So that's going to be something else. Not related to the little devil guys, although I may just go with a line of bats to go with it too. If it looks good, why not?
Cool.
We're just throwing shit at the wall and making my kids clean it up. So
that's the way to do it. Like everyone's favorite giallo films.
Oh, yeah. I don't have enough stuff to throw to the screen.
Right. Speaking of throwing a shit at the screen, if you like what we do and you'd like to support us and you're not already a supporter, go to Patreon. Look up Outside the Cinema. Support the show. We are fully self-funded through the Patreon and through our own pockets. So if you like DIY podcasting, consider giving us a support. We give you access to our show archives. They give you a whole bunch of stuff. Get the shows early. There's all kinds of little things that kind of come and go. So think about it. If you like the show and you'd like to help us out, we would appreciate it, because as everyone knows, the economy in the U.S. is slowly, and by slowly I mean quickly, not fun. And we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. There's a chat function in here.
In where?
In this Riverside thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
or where
on
do
the side.
people watch us?
We broadcast every week on our Facebook page. We broadcast on our YouTube page, and we broadcast on the Riverside app itself.
Okay.
And Twitch.
All right.
And we're on Twitch every week.
Geez. Okay.
So a lot of those you can go back and watch the show afterwards. But we're also live there. Oh, yeah. See, so what? The chat button, right? Did you find it?
I did. I put the Patreon thing. I don't know why I never thought of that before, because I'm bad at promotion.
It happens.
So I put that in the chat. I'm going to go find the YouTube thing.
All right, cool. I can
Put it in there,
show
too,
on
'cause
stream too. Boom! Look at that.
We talk about it, and then, it's easier to have a link to click than to remember and go do it.
That's true. And if you guys ever do watch the show live, and I know we're kind of inconsistent with the times we're on. We're normally sometimes Monday mornings, like between like 10 and 12 is when we're normally on. But there's a live chat that we can also include you guys on too. So anyway, all right. So the show this week, we are doing Libido. And we are doing the Crypt of Dark Secrets.
Yeah.
Those are what we're doing. Joe and Scott will be by later on. I do want to say I mentioned this before we started, that I did see Superman this weekend, and I did enjoy it.
Good.
I did.
Good.
He is a great Superman.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no complaints with it being the first one. Like, there's nothing up in the air where I'm like, why did they do this? It's all, how is this going to pan out? I think Lois is great for the first time since Margot Kidder.
I think the whole cast is great. There wasn't anybody in the cast I was like, oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Nicholas Hoult coming after Kevin Spacey and fucking weirdo. What's his name? It's not Zuckerberg.
Oh, Eisenberg.
Yeah. He's a fantastic Lex. They knew exactly what to do to show you how smart he is in the beginning, and he just kept going. He literally is 2 to 3 steps ahead of Superman in that fight in the beginning, and it's amazing to see because they develop so much of the character in such a short amount of time. You know he's actually a threat. Like a lethal threat to Superman, which is great. I love it.
Yeah, good stuff.
Great
Recommend
Superman.
it. Recommend it.
I saw Fantastic Four, and I still would go see Superman again.
Travis said the same thing because he'd seen both of them, and he enjoyed Superman more.
Yeah, Fantastic Four is great. I think if they're doing some kind of soft reboot to the whole thing soon, that's a good place to start. It looks beautiful. I love the 60s future sci-fi look, and they just nailed it all over the place. It's just great to look at.
Ooh.
And for the first time ever, Sue Storm actually matters. Yeah, they actually do stuff with her, and you care.
Weird, one of the 4 main characters. I know.
Right? Yeah. I actually liked all of them. I wasn't sure about Eddie Munson there from Stranger Things because the blonde hair looked weird on him, but his character, his personality came through and just overwrote the what I think is a dye job that isn't that great. But Johnny's blonde, so whatever.
Hey, whatever works, man.
But they're all great in the Thing. I love the Thing.
But does Libido work? That's the real question.
Oh, I can answer that, and we could go back to talking about Fantastic Four.
No. 1964 Libido. Here's a trailer. I believe in Italian. Enjoy mazza. No, wait, that's not right.
No.
Piat. Wait. What?
Pizza.
Pizza. That's just as bad.
There we go.
Alla radice dell'anima, dove il sentimento è istinto, non c'è distinzione tra ciò che è odio e ciò che è amore. Libido, un genere nuovo di suspense, una sottile angoscia dove la bellezza è pericolo e l'amore si cambia in una diabolica arma per evocare le ombre del passato e i fantasmi dei terrori infantili.
Ieri ho visto te. Per un momento mi sono sentito come lui. Anch'io ho provato il desiderio di stringerti e farti male.
Mi lasci! Lasciami!
Brigitte.
Un invito alla notte, e dalla notte qualcosa si muove. Un crescendo di suspense mai visto finora sullo schermo esplode in un allucinante finale, illuminando per un attimo la spaventosa realtà. Dominique Boschero, l'enigmatica moglie di un giovane miliardario. Mara Maril, una rivelazione tutta bionda, un continuo invito all'amore. John Charlie Jones, il giovane che ha paura di se stesso. Alan Collins, l'ambigua figura del tutore. In un film nuovo, di rara potenza emotiva, che scava nei più inconfessabili recessi del nostro io. Libido.
enough of that. The definition or meaning of libido is sex drive or the desire for sex.
Yes.
This movie is mistitled because that's not really what this movie is about or really has much to do with.
No, but it is the driving factor of the main plot point, right? Maybe?
Somewhat.
I mean, it is a sex-based trauma movie.
I guess. Not fully convinced. 1965 Libido. Young man visits his ancestral home accompanied by his guardian and their respective wives, where he is plagued by the memories and influence of his murderous psychosexual father. All right. Directed by Ernesto Gastaldi and Vittorio Solano under the name Julian Barry Storff. Now, Ernesto Gastaldi is a name that we have brought up on this show many, many times over the years, but not as a director. As a screenwriter, because he is attached to hundreds of films that we have talked about over the years here. Just to name a few: Hands of Steel, 2019, After the Fall of New York, The Scorpion with Two Tails, The Great Alligator, The Suspicious Death of a Minor, Puzzle, Almost Human, Anon, The Pleasure and the Torment, Torso, Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, The Case of the Bloody Iris, They're Coming to Get You, Death Walks on High Heels, The Case of the Scorpion's Tail, The Strange Vice of Mrs. Vard, The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion.
Just say all of them. He worked on all of them.
No, and he has tons of other credits. These are just the ones we've covered on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tons of spaghetti westerns, Polizias, Long Hair of Death we covered at one point. He worked as a writer on all these. He only directed a handful of films, and Libido was one of the ones that he directed.
Well,
but he is primarily...
He didn't do a bad job as a director.
No, not to get ahead of ourselves, but this is actually a pretty good little film. But yeah, so he's screenwriter, writer for hundreds of 156 total writing credits.
Wow.
And so many of them are films that we still talk about in the genre world today, specifically the giallos. Now, this film, not a giallo, but has many similarities to giallos that came afterwards in tone, in feel, music, all of these things. So a lot of people kind of say that, like, you know, Mario Bava's, what's the Bava movie? I'm
going to blank on it.
Man Who Knew Too Much? No. I don't know. There's that Bava flick that everybody is like, that's kind of the proto giallo.
Okay.
Along with the early, Cat o' Nine Tails, and The Bird with the Crystal Plumage are the ones that kind of started.
Yeah.
But this was predated some of those films, and I think it definitely has a very strong influence on where things were going.
Oh, it has to. I mean, if we want to go back, this is probably maybe one of the earliest examples of specifically putting on black gloves.
Yeah, and it comes at the end. So you don't get that through the whole, like, the giallo side of it is there for sure. You got boobs, you got black gloves, and you don't know what's really going on. Hidden killer.
Oddly enough, all the boobs were clothed.
It's what's really funny about this is the art is a girl like tied up. The trailer is, suggestive of all of these things. And it's there, as we said, kind of in the beginning, in a way to basically give, your backbone to the story. But this is not an overly sexual film.
No.
Despite that. But so we get Christian, played by Giancarlo Gianni. He is the son from early in the film where we see a scene where his father is torturing a woman in who's tied to a bed and apparently kills her. And then he goes away and returns. We have Luciano Pagozzi, who's Paul, who plays his caregiver, lawyer type guy that's overlooking the finances of the family, because obviously the family has very big money. They are very rich, if you will, because they have this house that is just like, it looks like a fucking museum.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a very nice villa. Is it on the water?
It is, yes.
Yeah. Oh, fucking yeah.
The cliffs, which come into play very.
For some reason, I was thinking, I know about the ocean, but is there water like a lake?
I know about the ocean, but is there water?
Yeah, because, I mean, lake water's different than ocean, so I don't know. Just ignore me.
It's fine. We also have Helen, who is Christian's wife, played by Dominique Passero, and Mara Marley, who plays Bridget, who is Paul's wife. She is the blonde sex bomb of the film.
Yeah.
So they're bringing Christian back to this home that he grew up in and witnessed the murder of this woman. And it's very much hinted at, but not told, that he's spent some time in a mental institution and is not quite right in the head.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest question about the whole movie is, like, after this happened, then what? Where did the kid go right into custody, into foster care, or, like, because it's no secret in the film that the father kills himself after that, right?
Oh, we're told that he did, but they also throw in with the cliffs. They're like, oh, this is where Christian's father jumped from. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, but there was never a body found.
Of course not. Of course not. All the Italian.
The Girl Who Knew Too Much. That's the Bava movie I was trying to think of.
Oh, Girl. Yep. Okay. Yep.
And Blood and Black Lace is the other one.
Oh, yeah. So did the father kill himself as soon as he killed the woman in the bed during the S&M fight?
It's not really clear.
Yeah, because that's the part I don't understand. Like, what did this kid do? They don't mention, as far as I know, through the dubbed version that we watched. I don't remember any dialogue about right after.
Yeah.
So that's got me a little like, if he was in foster care and he was abused by other people and he saw more stuff, that would keep it fresh. I don't know. It just seemed weird that we didn't hear about how he grew up.
This is true.
More than maybe they did. I don't know. I should probably watch a dubbed version. I mean, a not dubbed version.
Oh, I don't think that. And the dubbing in this wasn't bad. I don't think it was bad. I think you just got to kind of like go along with the ride, because the Paul, as the caretaker administrator of this incoming inheritance, is basically run things while Christian was off wherever Christian was. I took it as he had spent some time in like a mental institution or something. That's what I took it as. And he had recently been released and he had married Helen. But Helen works with Paul, and essentially Paul has kind of manipulated things behind the stage, if you will, with bringing Helen into his life. And there's some ideas of, he's looking to potentially maybe make him go back to whatever hospital he had to go to so that he can take the inheritance. Because Christian immediately is like, no, I want to sell. I want to sell the house. I want to sell all the land. I want to sell everything. I don't want anything to do with it. And then Paul's like, well, you can't do that until you turn 25, and I'm in control right now. And all of these, back and forths.
And I'm looking like, was it just when he was 25? Because this dude's like 30.
Well, and they also say too, they're like his 25th birthday is coming up within like the next 30 days or something.
Yeah, I mean, all he had to do really was leave.
Right.
And he would have been fine.
Right. No, it's true. And he had a car, so it wasn't like he was stuck there.
Oh, God. Yeah, he did. Jesus.
Either way, so you got Bridget, who is the wife of Paul. She is like real flirty and like very much like that hot blonde chick that's like the center of attention for everything. And she's got her little transistor radio with her, and she's like all over the place and bouncing back and forth and in cute outfits and all that stuff.
Yeah. She came off to me as kind of stupid though.
But that was a whole, and okay, so if you want to watch this movie, there are a number of twists and turns in it. We will do our best to not spoil them. But if they do get spoiled, they will affect the way you watch the movie and probably affect the enjoyment of it if you know what's going on. So I will say that at this point, if you want to go back and visit it, it's about 90 minutes and it's on Tubi and a bunch of other places. So you can check it out there. All right, moving forward. So yeah, she's dumb.
Yeah.
But is she? That's the thing.
Yeah, more than dumb, she seems, and I hate saying this, but this is the way the movie's set up. She seems low class compared
Trashy.
to
Yeah.
the other people that she's with. Yeah. Like she just doesn't fit except as a toy.
That's a really good, and I think it's presented that way purposely.
Yeah. Because you don't really feel bad for her because she's just kind of like hanging out, having fun and doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, well, maybe, but maybe I feel bad. I don't know. And then the end having, you're like, okay, I get it. I see where we were going. I know how to feel now.
Right. So as time goes on in the house, weird things start to happen. You know, there's a point where Christian goes into a room and there's a pipe that's lit and a chair that's rocking back and forth, and it's his father's study. So he's like, it's my father's study. You know, what's going on? The pipe was on, and then they go in and check and everything's fine. So he starts to get, he sees like a guy out in the yard, and, there's these boots that have been worn and mud is dragged through the house, and like all these little things that are trying to make him, go crazy.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know what's going on. Is someone setting this up? Is the father really still alive? Because they dropped that red herring at the beginning where they were like, well, they never found the body. So what exactly is going on? And it is all at a very deliberate pace. It moves along slowly, but quickly enough that you're not necessarily left hanging for an extended amount of time. We know that Paul is definitely got some other interests in here. We think it is the fact that he wants the inheritance for himself because Christian calls him out on it. And he's like, no, you're trying all this because you want the money for yourself. You can't handle the fact that I'm going to be able to take the money and you're going to be left with nothing. So,
and if you were nicer, maybe I'd share.
Right, yeah. But he's basically like, you're not going to get a dime of this once it's mine.
Yeah.
So he's trying to figure out a way to get the money, whilst Christian is trying to figure out a way to hold his shit together. Then we have Helen, who is the wife of Christian, and she just like is just kind of like playing both sides of it because we learn that she's known Paul for a long time, and Paul has a conversation with the wife Bridget, and he's basically like, oh, I set it up. I brought Helen in to meet Christian. So they only met because of me. So there's something else going on there.
Yeah. It reminded me a lot of some story elements from Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Let's make this person feel crazy so we can do X, Y, Z or whatever. But this was before. The other one I think was 71 maybe. But this was, what year was this again?
65.
Okay. All right. I thought 67, but anyway. Yeah, what was my point? It's not a completely original story. You're gonna see who's doing what. But their reasons, which ends up being the reveals, essentially, their reasons are pretty solid, I thought. Believable. Yeah, I totally went off track there. I don't know what I'm saying. Let me change the subject.
Go for it.
Was this an unusually good copy? Because it was really crisp and clear.
I mean, I know they released a DVD a few years ago of it, and I believe, it was all remastered and stuff.
Yeah, because it's Tubi, right? That's where we watched.
Yeah, it's on Tubi. Yeah, it's on Tubi. We watched it.
Yeah, and like the detail on some of the shirts that have like really tight patterns on them, really good. I was really impressed with how crisp it looked. And black and white films, they always feel, unless they're from the black and white times, they always feel a little more Like
Crisp.
you've set up your shot a little bit better. Or,
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why this film doesn't really feel as much like a giallo is because it is in black and white in the majority of them. I mean, I know there's a few handful of others that were black and white, but it changes the feel of it for sure.
Yeah.
So as things kind of play themselves out, obviously everything kind of gets ramped up. Christian follows them into town, sees some things, comes to an assumption on what's going on. Whether he's right or not, we don't know. But then there's these other things that are brought in after the fact that are supposedly working within Christian's mind, and he's doing things that he's not remembering. And then maybe the father isn't there. Maybe Christian's imagining things, but is he really? And I'm going to kind of leave the story at there because there is a number of twists and turns and, back and forth in the final third of the film, most of which I think was pretty predictable, but I felt worked pretty well for what they were doing. And I was kind of, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, here's what I think is going to happen. Mm-hmm. And it was what happened. But so I was pleased because it made sense with what they were doing.
Right. Yeah. And nobody caught on to anything, really.
Right. And it didn't become obvious until it really needed to become obvious.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good because the screenplay and Gastaldi's screenplays, run the gambit of slow burn, throw all the shit at the wall. This is somewhere in the middle. It's a slow burn and the dialogue in it isn't really super, super sharp, but it works for what they're doing. So like it starts to slow down, but there's still enough going on that you're like, okay, I'm still on board. And I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, which I was surprised. I expected it to be terrible.
Yeah, me too.
Because we've done so many of them. We feel like we've done all the good ones. These like bottom of that barrel ones really probably shouldn't be good. But maybe because we hadn't covered this one yet because it's not really a giallo. It just has a lot of the feel and the elements of the early giallos.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't think anybody would be amiss by putting it on a list of, if here's a giallo list, you do that, and here's the early ones that influence it, because you got to go back a little bit and watch where they came from. Like the other night, we were watching the new Always Sunny, and it referenced characters from the first season showed up again.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it's third episode too, and I'm like, okay, do you guys remember this one? And everybody's like, no. So we went and watched that episode and then the other one, and it's you appreciate it more. Like every time I watch a new blaxploitation film, I appreciate Black Dynamite more.
Right.
So it's that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, you see and learn where all these came from, read some of the books maybe. Then you'd be doing pretty good. You'd have a really good grasp on it. I don't know where I was going with that.
All right, well, in that case, then. All right, Chris, do you recommend, and what is your grade for 1965's Libido?
All right. So, I will recommend it, but I will also say that when I finished it yesterday, I was not impressed. But then I had time to sit and think about it. And even though it's got what now is a fairly predictable story idea, back then that wasn't every movie. You didn't have shit. I'm trying not to use words. Everybody was on the up and up until they aren't, and that's shit. You know what? That's a tale as old as fucking time, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys know the story, but really it comes down to the reason why they're doing it. And it's not going to be a surprise. It's going to make sense. But that's okay, because I thought both women they did a great job acting. The one older guy that looked like Peter Lorre, he was good. He was annoying to the point he needed to be, but then he was like slimy and underhanded, but not openly. But you could see, and everybody was really good. And Jimmy Fallon's acting career, if he had been in this, maybe he wouldn't have made Taxi. The dude looks exactly like Jimmy Fallon with a little bit wider face.
He does, yeah.
So, after thinking about it and appreciating the tightness of the story and how well it was shot, and he just seems like he got the best out of his actors, I'm gonna go with a B, a B, a regular old B, because it's good. I didn't expect it to be
cool
because it's a Italian movie on Tubi.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's good Italian movies on Tubi too. We've already watched them.
Oh yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you. This was far better than I expected it to be. And once I saw that Gastaldi was involved with it, I was like, all right, we've got potential. Because he's written a lot of stinkers. So,
yeah, well.
But it was cool to see him direct something, because I don't know if I'd ever watched anything he had directed before. But again, all of your hallmarks are there. So I'm definitely recommending it. If you're into Italian cinema at all, or have any faint interest in the giallos or Italian horror films or Italian thrillers, Polizia, spaghetti westerns, all of them, it all lives in that world. So I'm recommending it for that instance. Also because it has so many of those hallmarks of the giallos that I think it's if you're looking at those films and you want to kind of see where some of that stuff came from, this is a great one to check out. I think the acting, for the most part, is great. I think the dubbing in this was actually decent for what it was. It wasn't necessarily distracting, and it fit pretty good.
Really well at times, yeah.
Yeah, fit really good. The two female leads do their jobs excellent. Yeah, no, it's solid all around. I'm gonna give it a little bit. I'm gonna actually give it a B+. I actually really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I think part of that is because I didn't expect to. So the fact that I did made it even more surprising. So, but I think it's a very solid film. I think it's one that you even have a faint interest in this style that you should check out. Music's good, shot well, the black and white looks crisp. Yeah, great. Good stuff. Yeah. Really good stuff. Shockingly good.
Yeah.
So that's Libido. Moving on. Next up, we have Crypt of Dark Secrets. Here, the trailer.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the Crypt of Dark Secrets. Satan's sinister sister fears on the prowl. She's returned from the dead to live again, and this time she's after your skin. Evil lives within the Crypt of Dark Secrets. Plus, skull-busting action in the Punch of Death. The new martial arts champion wastes everything but time. He slams them, rams them, and jams them. Punch of Death and the Crypt of Dark Secrets. You won't see them. You will feel them. Rated R.
Well, that's one of those two for old radio ads.
Yeah.
Do we have one that's just the Crypt of Dark Secrets?
Nope.
The Crypt of Dark Secrets penetrates
go.
beyond the darkness, where the dead do return to live again. Twisted nightmares of those who have gone beyond the grave and return possessing innocent young bodies. An unspeakable whirlpool of demonic madness and sexual possession. You pay for the whole seat, but you'll only use the edge. Crypt of Dark Secrets. Step beyond, if you dare. In Technicolor, rated R.
That's dope. Those are great trailers. All right, Crypt of Dark Secrets. Nope, that's not right. I opened the wrong thing. Sorry. All right, Crypt of Dark Secrets, 1976. Ronald Tennant, Maureen Ridley, Hubert G. You don't know who any of these people are. Doesn't matter. Directed by Jack Weiss. Written by Irvin Blanche and Jack Weiss. Let's see. Let's take a look here at Jack Weiss. Location coordinator for Live and Let Die. Oh, wow. He worked on Mardi Gras Massacre.
Oh, shit. What
did he do on that? He wasn't the director, was he? All right, hang on. Let's get on this filmography here. He directed Mardi Gras Massacre.
Well, that makes a lot of sense now.
This film definitely feels like it. Not nearly as fun, though. Not nearly as fun. Not to ruin the review. But yes. Okay. Wow. Okay. Jack Weiss. Crypt of Dark Secrets. Okay. First and foremost, there is no crypt.
No.
There's no crypt whatsoever in this movie. No. I suppose there's some dark secrets, so it's not completely wrong. All right. So you got Army Ranger Ted Watkins. He's returned from Vietnam and other wars. He decides to set up in this remote island area in a Louisiana swamp that is known as Haunted Island because anybody that's ever tried to live there hasn't been able to stay more than a day. But for whatever reason, Watkins works there. He fits in. He doesn't get bothered by any of the weird shit that's going on. And he's just trying to live out the rest of his life after, putting in his time in the army.
Yeah.
He does see this weird woman, sometimes in the pond, sometimes around the swamp. And he also sees a snake that seems to watch and follow him. But he can't seem to locate the woman or the snake whenever he tries. They just seem to show up randomly.
Yeah, as they do.
As they do. And we know this because the opening scene of the film is the woman, played by Maureen Ridley, playing Dambalia, doing a very strange dance around a fire pit that is tumbling over with fire going everywhere. And then she does this special effect where she leans against a tree and then raises up into the air.
Yeah, that was top notch.
Yes. That's the wording I would use for it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But she dances for like the first 5 minutes runtime of the film. And we don't know why. There's no, we're like, all right, I guess she's grooving.
Yeah. Yeah, she's naked. She's got covered in dirt and baby oil, so let's go.
I know, a lot of oil. My wife said that too. She's like, that woman's got a lot of oil on her skin.
Yeah. That's why they filmed her dancing like that so much, because it took so long to get it all off of her. They're like, all right, well, let's just do it. In between showers, take another scene.
Right.
Go.
So this is a small town in the 70s because the sheriff and the deputy take a boat out into the swamp, out to Haunted Island, but they don't want to go to Haunted Island.
No.
I don't want to go there. It's called Haunted Island for a reason, Sheriff.
Yeah, obviously.
But they go out there to talk to Watkins because apparently he's cashing checks in town but doesn't have a bank account. And that is definitely something that the local police would be involved in, right?
I don't know. It's not fraud. The check's clear, right? So, no, they shouldn't.
There's no reason for the police to be involved in this. None.
No, not
whatsoever.
that I can think of. No.
He's getting his severance checks or whatever he gets from the military after retiring, and he's just trying to live out his life, but he doesn't want to go to a bank or anything, so he just cashes the checks and keeps the money.
Yeah.
So they ask him, they're like, hey, listen, it's kind of, it's kind of sketchy or whatever. Do you mind just coming down to the bank and talking to the bank? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, Watkins seems like a normal 70s dude, likes to wear a jean jacket with no shirt underneath. I get it. We've all been there.
Yeah. Yeah, and the cops in this one are more like town protectors than cops.
Yeah, they're nice dudes. Which is bizarre for a cop from the South in the 70s, but they're just trying to make sure everything's good.
I mean, everybody was white, so
in this movie they were. Everyone was white. That's true.
That's why the cop was okay.
So Watkins goes with the police to the bank, and he's basically, they're like, so, you're cashing, you've cashed a bunch of checks, you've got a bunch of money, like, where's the money going? Like, what are you doing? Do you not want to put it in the bank or whatever? And he's like, I don't really care. There's nobody else out. He's like, the cops, he's like, these policemen were the first people I'd seen in months or whatever. So he's like, I keep my money in the bread box. Like the bank guy asks him where he keeps the money, which is not something a bank would do. And he's like, I just put it in the bread box.
Yeah.
Needless to say, Toothy McGrin, this dude over there, Earl, I think was his name, of course, overhears the discussion of, he's got this money, he's got a bunch of money in the bank box or in the bread box. All right. So Watkins and the police leave, and then we get back to your boy Earl, and the bank guy comes over and goes, hey, listen, Earl, sorry, man, we can't give you a loan.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, so there's no more money? And he's like, yeah, sorry. He's like, you're a piece of shit and you're a scumbag, so we're not going to give you any money.
Yeah, I mean, just look at him.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, that's cool. I know how to get some money now. So
Yeah.
peace.
Nobody puts that together, though.
No. So he goes back home with his other buddy that lives there and the wife. And basically he's like, so this guy's got a lot of money in his bread box and he lives out in the middle of nowhere. So nobody will even know that we were there.
Yeah, for months.
Right. And they're
If
like,
at
we'll
all.
just kill the guy and take his money. Because, rational decision making, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they get on a boat and they head out there. And they're gonna get the money. And for some reason, they stop the boat and he's like, all right, cool. I'm want to walk through the water and make sure, whatever reason. So one of the guys gets out of the boat and walks through the water in the swamp. Now, I'm terrified of any like swamp or water because I'm just assuming that there's going to be snakes and alligators and all these things in the water that are looking to eat me.
Yeah.
So I would not do what this guy does, which is just
No.
climb into the water
Yep.
and then starts walking through it and he gets stuck and he's like, oh, Earl, I'm stuck in quicksand. There's no quicksand out here. Really? How do you know that?
Well, which is it? Are you stuck in it or is there no quicksand?
But they're like, I'm out here all the time and there's no quicksand. And yet Watkins has said that he hasn't seen anybody out there in months. But yet these guys know the layout of the swamp and that there's no quicksand in this waist deep water
Yep.
that they've never walked through because no one's been out there in months. Anyway,
Yeah.
so this dude starts sinking in the quicksand. And then so Earl jumps out of the boat, but doesn't jump into the water and just kind of walks around, which the other guy could have very easily done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he didn't need to jump in the water to start.
No.
So again, this makes no sense.
Bet him he wouldn't do it.
I don't know. Whatever. He gets a stick. He helps pull him out of the water, and that's fine. So they aren't able to do the robbery that day. So they go back, and then they come. So they then come back. So we see the snake watching them,
Oh yeah.
so they're like, oh, there's this weird snake watching us, and all of a sudden there's quicksand. So they go back. They come back again with the woman this time, and they're gonna take Watkins out. Now we know that Watkins is a Vietnam vet. He's a Korean War vet. We gather he's probably a pretty bad dude, pretty strong dude. And these two guys are like, oh, it won't be a problem. We'll be able to take him out.
Yeah, sure.
And they struggle with it.
Yep.
And they end up bonking him on the head with a stick.
Yeah. Bonk.
And then
yeah.
he's dead.
Yeah.
They put him in the water. They take his keys or whatever. They go inside and they steal the money out of the bread box.
Yep.
And it's all $1 bills.
Of course it is.
It's a bread box full of $1 bills. And these guys are like, we're going to be millionaires. Actual quote from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then your girl Damballa performs what I guess is a voodoo ritual and brings him back to life to take out the guys that killed him. Only he's not interested in revenge.
No. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And so we get this mishmash of voodoo and like Native American rites and all these things where basically they tell the story of Damballa and how she was the chosen one and she can turn into a snake. And again, it's all bits and pieces of different like religion. I guess it's based in voodoo because it's supposed to be like Louisiana and stuff, but it's not really very clear. And then she brings him back, and then the like people that were there that changed her change him, and like then he's like, I'm not interested in revenge, and she's like, well, fuck that, like we're gonna do revenge, like that's the whole point of this.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
So there's this really funny scene where they bring the money back to their house and they're like, we got all this money, woo, and then all of a sudden the money is covered in blood.
Yeah.
And they get freaked out. And then they remember the snake watching them.
Yeah.
So they go to the police. And they go in there and they're like, hey, we killed Watkins and we took his money. And the police are like, ha, stop joking around. Because, whenever somebody comes into a police station and claims that they murdered somebody, you should pretend it's a joke.
Yes. Yeah. Let me write this up on my invisible typewriter.
Yeah, they're like, no way, you didn't know that you didn't. Shut up, Earl, you're an idiot.
Yep.
So then they go outside and they're like, well, I guess we could go out there and check on Watkins. We'll hold him for the time being and go and check. And they go out there to Watkins' place, and Watkins is there, still shirtless with a jean jacket on. And this time he's got a hot oiled chick next to him.
Yep.
And they're like, so they told us you were dead. And he's like, yeah, they tried to rob me, but they couldn't or whatever. So, like, whatever.
You're weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they go, so they leave.
Yeah.
And then there's another voodoo witch or something. And I don't know. They end up dead. That's all that I remember.
Yeah.
And that's really all there is to it, right? Am I wrong?
I swear there's something else, but no, you're not wrong.
And there's just like this woman dancing for multiple scenes. And like, I mean, there's no crypt. There's really not a lot of dark secrets going on.
That's true. That's true. Don't know what to tell you about that. People can name stuff anything they want, and
I guess Damballa is an actual voodoo, like a voodoo god or something. That it does transform into a snake, so at least they used an actual legend.
Okay.
But I also read that Damballa was a man. So, is there
also,
anything?
Damballa is. Oh yeah, Damballa is one of the most important of all the spirits in voodoo. He is the Sky Father, and also who Charles Lee Ray prayed to in Child's Play.
All right, good.
I knew I recognized that from somewhere.
Good. All right, I don't have anything else to say about this. Crypt of Dark Secrets, Chris, do you recommend it, and what's your grade?
No, I'm not going to. It's not terrible. It's not a waste of time. It's just it takes way too long to do what you know it's going to do, I think is the best way to say that. So, just a C-. It's not awful. It's just it's not good, so I can't cross it over that middle point. That's it. I'm not going in depth on this one. It's a C-. It's fine.
That's fair. So Jack Weiss doing Mardi Gras Massacre. Like, I love Mardi Gras Massacre. Everyone knows our history with that film. It's just ridiculous fun.
Yeah.
And I can see a lot of that in this. It's just not enjoyable in the way that the other one is, because it's kind of reserved. There's a lot of nudity, but there's not really much blood or like anything like that. The girl that he has playing Damballa, Maureen Ridley, she's very attractive. She looks great when she's dancing around, but like there's just, you know what I think the biggest issue is the guy that's playing Watkins, Ronald Tannant. He is just fucking wallpaper.
Yeah.
He's just wallpaper, and like,
yeah.
There's nothing enticing about him. He never does anything that's interesting. He's always just like, even like after they kill him, he's just like, yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there are some people like that, right? So maybe they're just showing that.
But maybe a movie shouldn't be about that person.
Well, yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
So
that's where the movie went.
Yeah. It's fine. It's not terrible, but it's not good. It's just fine. And so, I mean, if you've seen Mardi Gras Massacre and enjoyed it, then yeah, I'll recommend this to you. Watch it. But like, you don't have to. It's short. It's quick. It goes by. It's an hour and 17 minutes or whatever it is. So it goes by real fast, despite how slow it moves, which is interesting in its own right. But would you give it a C?
C-.
C-. I'll give it a straight C. I'll bring it up a little bit. But overall, no. It's just there.
Yeah.
Super just there, man. Which is almost worse, I think.
I think so.
Oh, crazy. All right. What is Joe talking about this week? What is he on, the third Insidious movie? Is that what it is?
Should be, yeah.
Okay, so I think it's Insidious 3. Let's see what he's got.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. Your boy Joe here, and this week Bill took me to I still don't know where the fuck these take place. Let's just call it Ghostburg, because he made me watch Insidious 3. Going back to last week for a moment, when I mentioned that Babs Hershey is aging like a fine red wine, and Chris came in with the hot tag mentioning Barbara Crampton, as I was listening to the episode at work, out loud, I said, oh, fuck yeah. Probably a good thing I was in my office and not in court. You think Barbara Crampton's power comes from legions of young people who have discovered that they are into women because they watched, I don't know, Reanimator or Chopping Mall or From Beyond, or hell, even You're Next? Or I could make this whole review about Babs and how she's a great, charismatic actor, but also hotter than the exhaust manifold on a 1985 Datsun 5 hours into a road trip in New Mexico. Catching up after a little time off, I have never seen any of the Sinister films, which seems to be what I'm going to do next. For the same reason I never watched any of the Conjuring or Insidious films, apart from the first Insidious. They were part of that wave of ultra-mainstream, corporate-ass, safe-ass horror that just didn't appeal to me. Conjuring still doesn't, but at least Insidious has been pretty good so far. I don't want to sit in a theater full of high school kids making TikToks and mumble rapping and Fortnite. And when the fuck did young people get so conservative? The fuck did that happen?
Don't forget Roblox.
I don't know. Just get off my lawn. I've got a movie to watch. We're going prequel for the third film, examining Lin Shaye's psychic character, Elise Rainier. So at least we've got that going into what I'm guessing is going to be a dip in the series. We get to see Lin Shaye. It's a prequel, and that's rarely a high mark in a franchise. But also, part threes are like as hit or miss as Punk was in the aughts. Oh, boys. Boys, they got me. They got me good. Here I am, an experienced watcher of films, and notably scary films, and they made me jump. There's a pretty good opening scene with a young girl named Quinn trying to convince Elise to contact her dead mom. Elise is in her Godfather 3 phase, and every time she thinks she's out, they keep pulling her back in. To be fair, it only takes about 3 minutes of a teenager asking politely to make her break her vow to never contact the dead again. So, like, how retired were you really? Anyway, we established that Quinn and her walking stereotype of a dickish little brother, along with bad dad Dermot Mulrooney, are a struggling family unit. But she's got big dreams of being an actor, and then bam! She's hanging out with a friend. They part ways and they're saying goodbye. And they did Pedestrian Gets Walloped by a Vehicle out of nowhere as good as Final Destination.
Nice.
Maybe even better, because I couldn't tell practical from CGI here. Like, they don't cut away. You watch this poor girl experience blunt force trauma. For all you first-year medical students out there, you see the coup contra coup injury. And then she gets flung about 20 feet and skids another 5. Ugh. Like, nothing this movie can show me in the next hour and 18 minutes that's left will be as frightening as that. Okay. Quinn, in the ER, joins the world of the dead for a hot second after becoming a hood ornament for an even hotter second. And now there's a demon who... He looks like if Dr. Satan from House of a Thousand Corpses had been made by somebody with zero imagination. And it wants to beat her up? Like, seriously, 3 times this demon has attacked her over the course of this film, and it doesn't seem to want to possess her or kill her. It just goes all backyard wrestling on her. I'll give the demon this, though. It definitely watched some, like, tapes from, like, All Japan from the mid-90s, because that demon works stiff as fuck. Dermot Bad Dad, and you guys, I'm not kidding there, he's a really bad dad. He hires the 2 schlubs that have been with Elise in the other Insidious films, but they haven't teamed up yet here, and they shit their pants when an actual ghost shows up. It's actually a pretty funny scene because the younger shitty brother suggests them to the dad because he likes their YouTube channel. Ugh. Yada yada. Elise brings everyone together because, like, she's the only adult in the whole movie is Lynn Shay. Everyone else who's supposed to be an adult, except for the elderly neighbors who exit stage left early on, all act like the disposables from an 80s slasher. Like, once Elise has wrangled the children, there's a pretty nice little third act confrontation where we spend a decent amount of time in the further, and Elise gets her groove back, as well as Quinn. When you're showing a character in a movie entering a different plane, like the further or the upside down, you're treading a thin line between cool and cheesy. And I think they nailed it in the Insidious films. I really do. There's like the low-laying mist over everything. Like, you're in the place where you just were, but there's like the low-lying mist. It's very dim. The dead people are like reliving stuff. And everything is in muted shades of blue and gray. Like, you get the feeling that this is what they were trying to do in like the old spooky black and white horror films, but, you know, they just didn't have the technology. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was going to point out a few more things here, but I might as well do those things in the thing. So here's the thing. The good. Lynn motherfucking Shay carries this entire picture on her back, and that back is as strong as Brock Lesnar circa 2003. Like, she makes this thing like you knew she would, and I did not disappoint. Also, as mentioned, the scenes in the further, I could like feel myself paying more attention. And that's no easy feat. The bad. The happy ending here is way out of tone. And it's like the Carrie Strug dismount. Like, sure, you had a great vault and you won the medal, but how's that leg feeling? Like, noticed you couldn't put any weight on it. Is that maybe because you ended your pretty okay horror movie all goofy like a Scooby-Doo episode, and they are literally like Lynn Shay and the two fucking goofball paranormal detectives are like arm in arm, like almost skipping away like it's the goddamn Wizard of Oz? Yeah. Now go away till next week. Insidious 3 was okay. I was right in that it definitely dipped in overall quality. Admittedly, not as much as I expected. Still worth a watch, just not a necessary watch. Just if you're bored and you're going through this like I am, just watch it. It's fine. Straight C. C- if I'm in a worse mood. Like, if I watched this tomorrow, who knows? I might have given it a C-. I'll be back next week with Insidious, The Last Key, which is another prequel that, as I read, takes place just before the first film. So until then, be good, everyone.
Dope. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, as always. All right. Yep. Where is Scott? Scott. There he is. Are we ready for him?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good. Let's go. What?
I don't even know what it is. It was just the way it was. It was not the response I expected. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. The trip was awesome. We had a really good time. My first time being over there. Loved Amsterdam. Loved Scotland.
Oh, thanks. I love you too.
Dick.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
With Reverend Scott.
And I appreciate everybody that's put an order in, you and some other people who I don't know if they want to be named or not, so I won't. But
I don't want to be named.
Well, I didn't. I just said you.
Oh, okay, good.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott,
who has such memorable roles as White Boy number 2 in Dark Angel.
I was great in that, wasn't I? Oh, and before I get into this flick I saw, let's address Chris for a moment.
Did Scott send you the photo?
He did, and I have this real problem acknowledging that somebody likes something I did. So I saw the picture and I looked at it like 7 times yesterday, and I'm like, I need to write back. And my brain says, no, you're too embarrassed to write back. And I'm like,
he texted me the photo and was like, I'm going to send this to you, because every time I text Chris, I don't know if he's actually read it or not. So
immediately. And then like somehow inside I turn into like this 4-year-old that's embarrassed about everything they're doing. And I'm really bad at that.
All you need to do is type up a thing, and you can copy and paste it every time. Just says, thanks for the support. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you can just paste it in, so then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but with Scott, it'll be a personal one.
Don't worry about it too much, Chris. Once I check all the drone footage, satellite imaging, and thermal heat signatures I have in your area, I'm sure I'll be able to confirm that you appreciated my photo. Plus, I saw you put to good use my suggestion of a shirt color reference photo on your Spectopia Arts Etsy page.
Jesus. No one cares.
But enough about what you think about me. What about did I think about the movie that I saw? What? Well, I checked out 2025's The Naked Gun. Bill, let's hear a trailer.
Unbelievable. I forgot that I restarted the thing and forgot to reconnect the iPad, even though I had it all set to go earlier.
That's true.
Oh, son of a bitch. Hold, please.
That's funny. That's good.
I was doing so good, too.
Were you, though? Anywho, The Naked Gun, starring Mr. Particular Set of Skills himself, Liam Neeson, and he plays the rather old son of the original Frank Drebin. That's right, he's Frank Drebin Jr. And then we have Paul Walter Hauser returning for a second week in a row on my segment in another side character role as Captain Ed Hawken, a.k.a. George Kennedy's son, Ed Hawken Jr. And then Moses Jones shows up briefly to denounce his father, Detective Nordberg, a.k.a. O.J. Simpson, in a rather meta way, as he's credited as not Nordberg Jr. There's plenty of side characters and character actors, but one of the other main faces besides the billionaire villain Richard Kane, played by Danny Houston, is Beth Davenport, played by Pamela Anderson, who was a welcome sight to see yet again on the big silver screen. Okay, now that you know all the players in the game, why are we even playing it? Didn't we do this 33 1/3 times already? I mean, they didn't even add anything to the end of the title of this movie for the first time ever. Even the original's title was officially The Naked Gun: From the Files of Police Squad. So again, I ask,
why even watch it now?
I know, right? Seriously.
First of all, Liam Neeson is no Leslie Nielsen. Not sure I really needed to say that.
Sure. I don't know.
And to be honest, saying those two names so closely together is not easy to do. Now, if you've seen the trailer, no thanks to Bill, then you've seen the opening to this film. A bank robbery that's thwarted by what appears to the naked eye to be a little schoolgirl. In actuality, it's 6'4" Liam Neeson in disguise, which is far taller than that little girl was. A clear continuity error.
How do you not notice that?
And to be honest, you'll find things like that littered throughout this film. So many things wrong about this. It's like they didn't even take filmmaking seriously.
As a filmmaker myself and watching it, I'm like, well, everything is wrong about this.
Yeah, we know, Bill. I already said that. So what we quickly find out is that the bank robbery was all a ruse for the villain to get his hands on the PLOT device and the safety deposit boxes. He has a master plan to use the plot device to thin the masses so the elite can rule the world. Or something like that. Meanwhile, a seemingly freak electric car accident leaves a man dead. A man that just so happens to be Beth Davenport's brother. It appears to be an accident or maybe a suicide, but could it be an elaborate murder? Is this connected to the villain's evil plan? Does Weird Al Yankovic also have a cameo in this like he did in the 1988 original? The answer to all these things is yes. In fact, stick around to after the credits for more of Al Yankovic. But what I'm trying to say is throughout this film is an actual story. It's a crime mystery that unfolds, and it all makes sense. I mean, mostly. And most of the time, Frank Drebin Jr. is often clueless.
You have no idea what's going on, do you? You don't know what they're doing with you.
But that's not why you go to see The Naked Gun, is it?
No.
You see it for the jokes. And if you've seen any number of more recent parody comedy films, there's a diamond in the rough here and there, but for the most part, they're just rough. Are you gonna groan and cringe? Yes. Will some jokes fall flat and leave you saying,
Yeah, like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, probably. But here's the thing. The Naked Gun is funny. Like, really funny. Surprisingly funny. And not just in big over-the-top ways. There's a subtle joke near the beginning that didn't even have anything visual to go along with it that had me laughing for like over a half an hour. So many jokes in this are just presented all nonchalant or background references to jokes in previous films, like a stuffed beaver in the background. Sure, when they're doing something like excavating a wrecked car out of a lake with the operator using a giant claw machine and dropping it and everyone going, "Aw," or Frank picking up a henchman as a human shield from bullets and it's obviously a big floppy dummy. Those visual gags can be really funny if they're done well, and they mostly are, but it's almost like they tried to get some jokes past the audience so they'd realize them a few seconds later. No one was trying too hard. Everyone was playing it straight as an arrow as if to honor Leslie Nielsen himself. And the only time I noticed Liam Neeson trying hard was during one of his fight scenes. It turned out better than the final fight in the climax of Taken 2. Ooh! This sequel kind of came out of nowhere for me with rapid-fire jokes that actually worked, and it made everyone in the theater laugh out loud throughout the runtime. The best part is they not only showed respect to the original films, but also made sure not to include a bunch of somewhat recent pop culture references that likely would have been dated before it even released.
That's really
If you want to see something that'll make you laugh, cringe a little, put you in a better mood, and I'm willing to bet will hold up to rewatches, I highly suggest The Naked Gun. And as far as comedies go, I give this one an A-. Add it to the list of recent feel-good films that I've seen in the theater. And with it being PG-13, it doesn't get too raunchy, and most everything that is merely suggestive. In fact, some think that a PG-13 rating and a good comedy don't mix. It's like eating a spoonful of Drano. Sure, it'll clean you out, but it'll leave you feeling hollow inside. But in this case, thankfully, they're wrong. Oh, and as far as your reviews last week go, Winter Kills was a pretty fun B-, but I remember nothing else about it. But Night Vision felt like it was gonna be an A film from that trailer. Pretty fucking good trailer, only for it to end in a crash landing. What a disappointment. But the review is still a B+, so at least you have that going for you.
Also, doesn't really matter.
Nope.
I think that's all I got for this week. So until the next stuffed beaver, peace and love, guys. Outside the cinema, you can request that Bill and Chris review something specific, but at the end of the day,
you let the two of them do whatever the fuck they want. I have not watched The Naked Gun yet. I am absolutely going to watch it. I'm a firm believer that the director, Akiva Shaver, who is part of The Lonely Island, is the reason why it's so strong.
Oh, shit. Chaka wrote it and directed it or whatever? Good.
He did.
I'm in.
He did.
I wasn't, but I like him a lot. He's really funny.
Pop Star is one of the best comedies of the last, 10 years, so...
You know what else is a really good one, but it probably lasts 20 years at this point now, is Hot Rod.
Yep, Hot Rod's excellent too.
I'm going to have to watch that again today because
All
I
right,
just said its name.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, make sure you go to spectopiaarts.com and buy Chris's stuff. If you don't want to buy Chris's stuff, you can go to TeePublic and search Outside the Cinema and you can buy some of that stuff.
Yeah, please.
Or just go to Patreon, patreon.com/Outside the Cinema, and just support the show there. You know what? Do all three.
That would be great.
Do all three. Next week, we'll be back. I don't know with what, but we will be back.
We will.
All right, buys.
Okay.
Buys? All right, I meant to say guys, and then I said bye. All right, buys.
Bye.
All right.